What's going on, everybody? Well, today I went and met up with my buddy Dennis that I met here on TikTok, and I had an engine that he needed, and he had an engine that I needed, and we done some swapping, and I got this little 7-horse Kohler here, and I tried to turn it over a few times with my starter box there for pulling mowers, and it's got a little bit of a catch in it after turning it over a few times. It's almost like there's something inside the combustion chamber up here that's maybe hitting the valve or something. He didn't know nothing about this engine, so it ain't like I got it thinking, that it's going to be a running engine right off the bat. So no big deal on that part. We'll figure it out one way or the other. But anyways, let's tear this thing down and see if we can find out what's going on with it. I want to say it's something inside and under the head there, but hopefully that's all it is. Maybe hopefully it ain't the rod or something like that. The oil looked good in it, so we'll see. Y'all stick around and we'll see what we can find out. Alright, well, first thing I guess we're going to do, I done had the spark plug out of it a while ago to see if it was getting any spark. It didn't have a coil on it whenever I got it, but I had a old coil laying around. I put that in it, and I was going to check the spark. And then it done that little number with finding that little hard spot in it. I rode it over by hand several times before that, and it never did act up until I actually got some speed in the engine with the starter box there. And if y'all were wondering why I may have not been getting spark, and you're thinking I don't have it hooked up to a battery, yeah, I do. A drill battery there. I had it all wired up to run off of that. So, get this little cover off of the head here and see what might be the problem. Let me blow that off. It does look pretty crusty down in there. And I don't even think that's the right spark plug that's supposed to be in this thing. But that's what we're going to try for now anyhow. Let's see, find a socket for the head bolts. Sure, I hit that camera there. I was making sure y'all was still able to see what we had going on. That battery there, it's getting where it don't hold charge anymore. It's been around the block a time or two. Where's one of my Craftsman impacts? Probably in my truck. I'll get the big boy on it. Bolts never been out. Probably benefit for some new head bolts for sure. This engine here, this is a little 7-horse Kohler. We're going to be putting it on that little round hood wheel horse that I got back a few months ago, which also come from Dennis. I wished I'd have known he had this whenever I got the mower. Oh yeah, she real cruddy in there. I don't know if y'all can see all that carbon buildup and stuff. Still ain't sure if that's what's causing our issues, but I'm pretty sure it's not helping issues. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but that's what we got going on with that. Let's see how it turns over now. Yep, we're turning over good now, so that's what the problem was. Just had a bunch of carbon build up in it. I kind of figured that was possibly what happened, considering that it was turning over good by hand before I started messing with it. We'll clean this up pretty good. That old intake valve. I just don't know if that's going to get any compression built up around it. I believe our valve seat is about gone. Let me show y'all what we got going on right there. Pretty sure your valve ain't supposed to do that. The cylinder looks pretty good in it. It don't look too bad. Let's see what kind of slop the piston's got in it. The piston's pretty tight in the cylinder. Don't have a whole lot of wiggling going on. The exhaust valve is tight. Well, that intake valve, it tightened up now too. Let's see. On around a time or two. Right there, it's looser than a goose. It does tighten down whenever you get it all the way around to the compression stroke. I don't know. Let's clean it up a little bit and then we'll find out what happens. We'll take wire brush. Or actually, let's see what this toothbrush, the bristles are too soft on it. Spray a little bit of brake clean on it. We'll let that soak in while I find a wire brush. Let's see. Guess we can use this right here. It's a little bit rougher than what I wanted. I thought I had a little brass brush around, but give her a good cleaning to the best of our abilities without doing a whole lot of work. Scrape some of that carbon off the top of the piston. These old Kohlers are pretty tough old engines, but this one here, it's been around a while. From the looks of it, it's got yellow paint and under this black paint on the blower housing. So I don't know, it may have, and from the looks of the clutch also, it looks like it probably come off of an old Cub Cadet. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's just me guessing. Tell you what I might do too while I'm in here. I can take this carburetor off. Like that. I may go ahead and see if I can maybe lap the valve, the intake valve in it. We might do the exhaust valve as well. I don't know. Yeah, it'll turn pretty freely. Somebody had put a new carburetor on this. I don't know if Dennis done that or who done it, but somebody has tried to get it running, you know, at some point in time, because the carburetor still looks fairly new. Get this gasket off without breaking it. Where's my knife at? All right. Now, let me get my valve lapping compound. It's in this junk drawer of the toolbox somewhere. Suction cup. Found the valve lapping compound, but I can't find my little suction cup for the goes on top of the valve, of course. My junk drawer has almost got too much junk in it. There they are. Got them hanging up over here on a screw on the wall. Now, might have that one clean enough to where we can get a bite on it. Spin it around. Put a little bit of this good stuff up and under the valve seat. Alright, spin her back down. Just spin her around. I probably ain't going to get it real good because it ain't seated all the way down anyways until you get it nearly to top dead center. But at least it'll maybe help get some of the bigger stuff off of it, if any. See if that's done anything. Maybe. A whole lot of carbon on these. Valves here. The exhaust don't look too bad. I believe it'll be okay. Get some of that good gritty stuff down in the cylinder there. That'll be good on it. looks a lot better. Whole lot. Clean the head gasket surface up best that we can. Now we've got to clean this nasty thing here. From the looks of it, it definitely burned oil. It is messy, for sure. I don't know if I got a wire brush that'll go in a drill or not. That's way too big. Box right in the way. See, this is a little bit much, but if we do get it running, I'll come back in and spend a little bit more time and take a little more care on cleaning this stuff up. But right now, I'm just mainly wanting to see if we can get it to run. That way I know what we got and what we don't got. But it definitely looks like it burns oil. Which is odd because the cylinder looks good. Unless it's just coming up around the valve or something. Which ain't usually the case. on these, but you never can tell. He's definitely got them old carbon boogers. Some better. If we do get it running and stuff, we may have to do a little bit of welding on this head here and kind of tighten up that combustion chamber some. That way it'll get all the horsepower. Let's see. Definitely going to have to do something different on the gasket surface here. Let's see if the, I don't know, that old brass on that is pretty stout. The old pad right there is about wore out. I believe we can do it with this if we be careful. Old die grinder there's about half. All right, we will run with that, I think. It ain't too bad. If we get it running, we'll come back in and take and true that head up with a piece of sandpaper on a piece of glass. That's the poor man cylinder head resurfacing. That's what I call that. head gasket had been leaking some right there around the exhaust on it. All right, cylinder head. I'm going to take that spark plug out. We will. I've got another one over there. We'll put a different spark plug in it. Give it the benefit of the doubt, but it ain't even the right spark plug, so I ain't going to mess with it. All the bolts are the same. They're all started good. This one over here on this corner don't seem too happy. I don't know if because it's right on the exhaust side of the head or what, but it's a little bit tight. We'll do it the proper way and send it home with the impact. Look out. Let's see. That ought to be about right. Let's see, carburetor. Do we want to put the carburetor on it? I don't think I'm going to right yet. Let's see if it let's see if we got any sparkage first. Let's see. Do it this way. Lay that plug right yonder. Let's plug our coil back up to our 20-volt battery. And hope we don't cook our coil. Oh, she's sparky. I ain't even checked the points on this, so the points could be stuck. Let's see if I can get around here to where I can do this and be able to look for spark. I've got the heaviest starter box there is in 2 states. All right, let's see what we got. seeing no spark. So that means either our coil is no good or our points are stuck. I'm going to go with our points are stuck because that coil did run on a 12-horse engine. Let's see what our points look like. I don't even have a screw in the bottom one. They are opening, but they are a little dirty. Let's see, unhook. Did I unhook that, or did it come unhooked whenever I was turning it over? I don't know, let's find out. I'm not seeing. Let's do the old Morsky flick. We ain't getting nothing. They are a little corroded. Let me unhook that. See if we can use the back, the little serrated pieces of our screwdriver. That ought to get us some spark right there if our coil is good. We're not getting nothing. We're grounded. We're powered. Well, maybe our coil is no good. I thought sure that coil was good, but I might be wrong. It may have been good until I hooked 20 volts up to it. She is a little warm. Let's hook it up to a 12-volt battery and see what happens. Get that pushed down in there. She's a little sparky. She is a little sparky. I ain't got my coil wire hooked in. No spark. 12 foot. Let me make sure I did hook up the coil right. I have been known to screw that up. Yep. She's right. Maybe the condenser could be bad. Maybe. Let's put another one on it. How about that? Surely that condenser's not bad. Let me check. Well, I ain't got my multimeter up here. My other one that I do have, its battery's dead in it. I do believe. Yep. Let's see what we got right here. We're not hooked up. It's sparking like it's wanting to work anyway. Let's see. Oh, I know what I've done wrong. My silly butt. I'm trying to ground it on the ground side of the coil, and that ain't gonna work. We gotta be grounded elsewhere, like where that 7/16 wrench goes. I need to be grounded over here. So the way that I had it where the points wasn't even, like, even if the points are working, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because we had it grounded constantly. I don't know why I thought I could ground it on the ground side of the coil. Sometimes some little negative signs make you do silly things like that. You see a negative sign and think, oh yeah, that's ground right there. Wrong. We ought to be sparkulating though here shortly. If I can find a good place to ground that. That ain't really gonna work there. Y'all probably was watching that like, ain't gonna get no fire whenever it's the ground wire is grounded to the end or to the negative side of the coil. Alright, tighten that down just a little. Alright, now we should be sparkulating. Oh yeah, we got a little bit of spark. I don't think we're getting all the spark that we could get. There we go. Well, there we went. We got spark for a few licks. Something come loose somewhere. Let me hook her back into my 20 volt. There we go. Them points are just a little bit finicky. So, let's see. Put this plug back in. And we'll put a little bit of go-go juice down our throat. And see what happens. What do I do with that spark plug socket? Wrong size, imagine that. 3/4. Ratchet. Ratchet. It's done with. Trying to hide from. That battery says it's done already charged. That can't be right. All right. Well, let's see. See what happens. Let me scoot y'all around over here. Nothing. Imagine that. Still nothing. Well, she's gonna sing. She's gonna sing. All right. Well, we got a little bit of sparkage. We got a little bit of sparkage and a little bit of cranking. Well, let's put the carburetor on it and see what happens. We'll see if we can maybe rig us up a little bottle of gas. I ain't even gonna open the bowl on the carburetor to see what it looks like. I'm just gonna send it. That's a good sign. And it actually didn't smoke any, believe it or not. I'll move here in a minute so y'all ain't got to look at the back of my head here. I really don't like the way these carburetors have to be bolted on. You can get to one side with a screwdriver, but you can't the other. Not well, anyway. And you can't get nowhere close to screwing one side in farther than the other, because if you do that, then you can't, it'll run it down too tight on one side, and then you can't tighten the other side down because it'll be hitting the, I guess you'd call it the embossments on the carburetor. That's all I can get on that side because it's hitting over here. There we go. Better unhook that coil. Don't want to get it too hot. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't paying attention. Or well, why I wasn't thinking about how you can't tighten the ground to the ground of the coil. Big silly goober. Alright. Now let me find something to maybe put a little bit of gas down the carburetor. I did have a bottle that had a gas line hooked up to it. I don't know what I've done with it for sure. Whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Got a little gas. Now I just gotta find a Sprite bottle. Let's see. Get us a little step bit. What I plan on doing, I want to see. us a hole in it. About like that. Probably better get that excess Sprite out of there. Gas in our Sprite bottle. I'll pour that out. Maybe, hopefully, we don't make a mess with this and then catch half my shop on fire. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, nope. It ain't going to work. Why's that coal still hot? I don't know. Shouldn't be, because it's still got power going to it. Fitting going into the carburetor wasn't even nowhere close to being tight. Let me find some gas line. A little bit bigger. Probably too big. Yep. Let's get a different lid. We'll try that. Put that down on there. Give her a little drink. Ugh. My nose is running like a sugar tree. Alright, let's hope we don't catch something on fire. Here we go. Two. Well, I believe that's good enough for me for tonight. She is a runner. But anyway, we'll do a little short video of this, I guess, on my TikTok. And I'm going to put this on YouTube, I guess, because we've already ran into about an hour, a little over an hour. But anyways, if y'all ain't following me here on the YouTube and on TikTok and stuff, be sure to give me a follow. Country Roads Garage, I'd really appreciate it. And like I said, this is going on a little round hood wheel horse mower, and we'll hopefully get it put on here in the next week or two. We'll see what happens. I may try to get it here in the shop maybe tomorrow, and see if we can get her going. I'm gonna have to do something different with this clutch setup and pulley setup, which that ain't that big of a deal. But anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out with us, and we'll catch you later.